Chevrolet just did something with the 2026 Silverado that nobody saw coming. While Ford and Ram are spending millions on redesigns, Chevy changed 2 paint colors and called it a day. But here's the twist. They're charging more money for less truck, and the strategy behind it might actually be brilliant. The destination fee alone jumped $400, the Realtree package lost its bedliner, and the interior actually has fewer features than last year. So why are dealers still taking orders? Stick around, because what's happening with this truck reveals exactly where the entire industry is headed. Exterior design and styling updates. The exterior changes for 2026 are remarkably minimal, consisting primarily of 2 new paint options, White Sands and Polar White Tri-Coat, which replace iridescent pearl tri-coat and slate gray metallic. The underlying design remains unchanged from the 2019 launch, making it one of the oldest looking trucks in its competitive class. While Ford and Ram have introduced significant visual overhauls to their respective F-150 and 1500 models, the Silverado continues with the same grille, headlights, and bumper configuration it has carried for 6 years. This approach becomes particularly noticeable when parking a 2026 model next to a 2019 version, as distinguishing between the two requires close inspection. Industry observers suggest this restraint is intentional. Chevrolet is reserving major updates for the next generation 2027 model, which is expected to feature significant exterior and interior redesigns, along with the new 6th generation GM small block V8 engine. Spy photographs have already surfaced, showing heavily camouflaged prototypes with noticeably different proportions and styling cues. From a business perspective, investing resources in updating a design that will soon be replaced makes little financial sense. Realtree package transformation. The Realtree Special Edition has been discontinued for 2026 and replaced with a dealer-installed Realtree appearance package. This shift represents a fundamental change in both availability and substance. The 2025 factory-installed edition was limited to one specific configuration, the custom Trail Boss Crew cab short bed 4-wheel drive with the 5.3-liter V8. For 2026, accessibility expands dramatically. The new dealer-installed package can be added to both custom and custom Trail Boss trims, and paired with 3 different engines: the 2.7-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, the 5.3-liter V8, or the 3.0-liter Duramax diesel. The package includes Realtree graphics on the hood, bedsides, and tailgate, plus interior door accents. The Dark Essentials package, black chrome exhaust tips, and assist steps. The controversy centers on what was removed rather than what was added. The 2025 factory edition included a Chevrolet spray-on bedliner as standard equipment, a practical feature for any work truck. That protection disappears in the 2026 version. The new package focuses almost entirely on aesthetics rather than functional capability. Competitors in the outdoor-themed truck segment typically combine visual elements with genuine off-road hardware, such as locking differentials, upgraded suspension components, and advanced traction management systems. The 2026 Realtree package provides primarily cosmetic upgrades, which has left many enthusiasts questioning whether it delivers real value or simply amounts to an expensive decal kit. The move from factory installation to dealer installation also raises consistency concerns, as quality control becomes more variable depending on individual dealership practices. Interior changes and technology. The cabin receives minimal attention for 2026, with the most significant change being a deletion. Front and rear floor liners with removable carpet inserts are no longer available. Beyond this removal, the interior remains essentially unchanged. Chevrolet continues offering 2 distinct dashboard configurations depending on trim level. Base models, including Work Truck, Custom, and Custom Trail Boss, retain the older pre-refresh interior with a 7-inch touchscreen. This smaller screen and dated interface feel increasingly outdated when compared to the large, responsive displays Ford and Ram offer across their lineups. Higher trims including LT, RST, LT Trail Boss, LTZ, High Country, and ZR2 receive the updated dashboard design with a 13.4-inch touchscreen and 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. While this configuration brings the Silverado closer to competitor standards, material quality and overall refinement still lag behind, particularly when placed alongside a Ram 1500 interior. One notable technology enhancement comes with Super Cruise, which now includes lane centering functionality on unmapped roads with visible lane markings, though this system remains exclusive to the high country trim, powertrain, and performance. The engine lineup carries over unchanged for 2026. The turbocharged 2.7-liter four-cylinder, producing 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. The 5.3-liter V8, generating 355 horsepower and 383 pound-feet. The 6.2-liter V8, delivering 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet. And the 3.0-liter Duramax turbo diesel inline-six, rated at 305 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque. These naturally aspirated V8 engines deliver proven reliability and solid performance, but their torquey curves reveal a growing disadvantage. Peak torque arrives later in the rev range compared to turbocharged competitors. Ford's twin-turbo V6 engines and Ram's new Hurricane inline-six engines reach maximum torque much earlier, providing more immediate pulling power during acceleration and towing scenarios. The single powertrain update for 2026 is an optional sport exhaust calibration available on select 6.2-liter V8 trims, adding a more aggressive sound profile in sport mode. The 2.7-liter turbocharged four-cylinder offers respectable output and efficiency, while the Duramax diesel remains the only diesel option in this segment. Maximum towing capacity reaches 13,300 pounds when properly equipped. The broader competitive picture reveals the challenge, pricing, and value proposition. The 2026 Silverado 1500 starts at $39,495 for the base work truck regular cab two-wheel drive and reaches $85,930 for the range-topping ZR2 Bison with the 6.2-liter V8. These figures include a $2,595 destination charge, representing a $400 increase from the 2025 model year. Mid-level trims have climbed significantly. The Custom starts at $44,995. The Custom Trail Boss at $55,395, the LT at $50,495, and the RST at $53,895. When mid-level configurations routinely exceed $50,000 before adding options, the value equation becomes more complex. The destination charge increase represents one area where pricing pressure materializes quietly. Critics argue this method allows manufacturers to raise effective prices without adjusting the base MSRP, a strategy that accumulates additional revenue across thousands of units while remaining less visible to casual shoppers. Supporters counter that inflation, supply chain disruptions, and increased production costs justify modest price adjustments. However, the counter-argument centers on expectations. When Ford raises F-150 prices, buyers typically receive new technology or enhanced capability. When Ram increases 1500 pricing, the changes usually accompany clear upgrades. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on the 2026 Silverado.